Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the T.H.O. Movie Reviews podcast, the show where we bring you passionate, honest, and insightful film criticism. I'm your host, Bennett Campbell Ferguson, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Maxwell Meyers and Mo Shaunette. We are here to talk about Captain America Civil War. Full warning, this is going to be a spoiler-filled podcast, and it's so spoilery that we're going to start by talking about the ending. So my question for you guys is this movie, the core of it is the ideological conflict between Captain America and Iron Man. Iron Man thinks superheroes need some government oversight. Captain America thinks they should remain autonomous. So my question for you is, do you think the ending endorses either of those perspectives?
I think by the end we get to a point where it kind of falls by the wayside. It doesn't matter, and it becomes a lot more of a personal struggle. Because by that point, it's you wanna argue for Captain America because he's Captain America, and you just assume he's always right, and he is the title character in the movie, so you're gonna assume he's in the right. But throughout the whole movie, he demonstrates he's emotionally compromised on this issue, especially when it comes to Bucky, who he's willing to look over decades of criminal activity and outright murder, because yes, he was under mind control, but there's got to be some accountability for that, and Steve is ignoring that. Meanwhile, Tony, he's got a solid idea, but he's coming at it from a place of trying to not necessarily dodge responsibility, but share the blame. Because he's made so many mistakes, because his futurist, quote-unquote, ideologies have gotten them in trouble with things like Ultron, with things like the Extremist Project, and he's trying to make sure that never happens again, but he's also trying, in some way, trying to bring everyone down with him, so that he's not the only one at fault. So it kind of doesn't really answer the question, and like I said, when you get to the end, it's the much more personal struggle. It's Tony versus Steve and Bucky, and it's about them and their personal thing. It's not about the Sokovia Accords or any registration act. It's these guys have a conflict, there's betrayal, there's a lot of high drama going on. There's not an easy answer for that.
Max?
I think the movie does a great job throughout the whole thing. It kind of plays both sides on the pros and the cons, and like both sides, at the end it doesn't really matter, but I think, at least from what I got from it, is that it falls a little more on Captain America's side. Before we started this, I was talking to Ben about how I don't think people want, like they feel the need to root for Captain America, but because we don't live in this world, even when reading the Civil War comic arc, I was totally for Captain America's side. I was like, yeah, I see Tony's side, but at the same time, it's just kind of, I don't know, I thought, like, if I lived in a world of superheroes, yeah, there's going to be destruction, and they're going to do their best to stop as much casualties as possible, but at the same time, how can you stop a falling spaceship from the sky of not destroying a building where hopefully no one's in there cowering for their lives? I was like, it's just the cost of doing business, which sucks. But, so I feel like people are like, they want to root for him because they're just like, well, obviously that's just how things work in this crazy world. We don't live in that world. But I think at the end, up until we realize what Zemo is really up to, General Ross was like, yeah, we know Bucky didn't do it. Yeah, apparently there's a lot of, other Winter Soldiers out there, but we're not going to deal with it, which was Captain America's whole point in the beginning, which is, what if there's a problem, but someone says we can't go fix it? Who gets to decide that? Like, who gets to decide which problems are important and which ones aren't? And who gets that kind of power? And of course, he's been burned before. I get it. But I think at the very end, yeah, what Mo says is true. It's really not... That's not really what the movie was about. It's more about the turmoil within. But I do think he gets a little bit a little bit of an edge just at the end.
Well, I think you guys both raised some good points, and I think the film is about, more than this ideological struggle. And one thing that I read in A.O. Scott's review, and this sounds negative, but I know he actually meant it as a compliment. He said that this isn't so much an epic movie as a workplace sitcom about people having a squabble. and I thought, yeah, if this were a Friends episode, it would be called The One Where They All Fight. And it's and I think ultimately at the end, like you said, it is more of a personal struggle. Although if I think it does come out on one side, it's leaning a bit more towards Captain America. And what sells me on that is the last shot of the movie where he's looking through the bars into the jail cell and he's smiling and he just looks so wholesome and good natured and
then you're being won over by Captain America's big blue eyes. Okay,
hey,
no.
I'm saying that's what the movie is trying to say. That the movie is trying to, the movie puts literally a very handsome, appealing face on that struggle.
Yeah,
and whereas
because Robert Downey Jr.'s face is so unappealing.
Well, I mean,
nobody wants to look at that.
Well, I mean, without getting into a debate about which superhero is handsomer. I mean,
Chris Evans.
Cap is out there, doing stuff. Iron Man, Tony is, reading a letter and pouting. That's what's become of his movement. And I actually personally, I agree more with Iron Man's perspective in this movie. But I think the movie came down more with Cap. All right. Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap up. Remember, don't forget to, if you like this podcast, which I hope you did, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click thumbs up, and remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at T.H.O Movie Reviews, and to check out all the great reviews on our blog, thomoviereviews.wordpress.com. Once again, I'm your host, Bennett Campbell Ferguson, and from all of us, happy movie watching!
Yes!
See you next time.